here at Ari Soi Won, right in the center of the bustling Ari neighborhood of Bangkok, and made me think of a real scumbag story that I had heard about recently. A lady worked at a corporation in Bangkok and embezzled millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, probably Thailand's largest embezzlement case ever. But the weird thing is, it started off as a romance scam. And was she the victim or the perpetrator? Let me tell you a little bit about this story and see what you guys think. It's an odd one, but it's nuts. So I'm walking around this Ari neighborhood a little bit, just checking things out. I'm gonna find a little coffee shop or something. I gotta tell you guys this story that I came across. Okay, I found this little place off the beaten path, Soi 4, called Nana Coffee Roaster. I think it's back here. Kind of tucked away back here. A lot of cars though, hopefully not too busy. I don't know. I don't even know how to get in this place. Outdoor, indoor workspace. Very, very cool. Oh, this might be kind of crowded for me to make a vlog in. I didn't know it was going to be this packed. Very nice. Wow. Holy cow. Very fancy. Alright, that's what I went for right there. The strawberry, matcha strawberry. Look at this place. There's an upstairs, downstairs. Very sweet. Very good strawberry flavor. I guess they told me to mix it up. Story starts in Bangkok. There's a lady, and we're going to call her Pookie. I can't pronounce her name. I'll put it down here. It's in the news, and you can Google it, read up about it if you want more information. But we'll call her Pookie. Pookie worked for an industrial manufacturing company here in the Bangkok area, kind of closer out near Suvarnabhumi Airport, and she had a profile on LinkedIn. She was 50 years old, and this was about, I think the story was about 5 years ago this happened. She was 50 years old and later claims to have not ever had a boyfriend, didn't date, and was a lonely old lady that dedicated herself to her job. And she rose the ranks. She was CFO, Chief Financial Officer of a huge multi-million dollar company. Anyways, she gets a message on her LinkedIn from someone whose profile says that they are a doctor for the US military stationed in Afghanistan. And if this sounds like a familiar scenario to you, it is. This is a romance scam, and it happens all the time. But the deal with this one is it just takes some crazy twists. So she starts engaging with this guy, and they're having conversations. It leads to WhatsApp conversations. In total, there was over 50,000 messages back and forth between, we'll call him Dr. Andy, that's what they call him in this story, Andrew something. It's just a made-up name, it's all bullshit. And Pookie. And Pookie falls madly in love with this guy. He sweeps her off her feet, even though they've never had any face-to-face contact. It's all been via text message, WhatsApp. And he always had an excuse like the internet was bad there, his phone didn't work there, they weren't allowed to be online. Same old story. I've heard it a million times. This is an ages, well, you know, since the internet and social media, old scam of people professing that they are in the military overseas and can't talk and end up needing something. So this guy is telling her that he is a single father. His wife had passed away and he had like a 6 or 7 year old daughter. And he claimed that when he got out of Afghanistan, when he got done with this contract that he was on or whatnot, that he wanted to retire to Thailand and be with Pookie. And Pookie ate this up. I mean, she was very inexperienced in love, never had a relationship before, and she was all in. This guy told Pookie that he was expecting like a $50 something $million inheritance. Same old story, right? And he was going to be rich. He had all this money coming. Well, he had Pookie look around for a house for them to buy, to live together when he comes there to retire. You know, he was getting all set to get out of the military and come to Bangkok and be with Pookie. Pookie found a house for them. And he said he was going to send her the down payment for the house. Well, he didn't send the money. He ended up telling Pookie that there was a problem with his Swiss bank account. He couldn't transfer the money out. But he ended up sending her a death certificate for his father, which was from England, of all places. And Pookie saw it, and it looked real to her. It was counterfeit, but it looked real to her. And he said, listen, just get the money together, put the down payment. I'm going to be there soon. I'm getting all this money, and everything's going to be good. Well, she did it. She took all of her savings and put it down on this house for her and Dr. Andy. As the story goes on, Dr. Andy didn't send her the money, but Dr. Andy had a lot of other issues that came up where he needed money. And somehow he convinced her to borrow money from her corporation, because she was the CFO, and use that as these expenses that he needed. He needed some money sent to him for this and that and this and that. And of course it started slow, but after a while there was like over 250 transactions where she would make fake invoices, take the money and send it different places for Dr. Andy. America, Malaysia, all kinds of different places. She was stealing money, convinced that he would pay her back. At one point, she supposedly went to Malaysia and met with Dr. Andy's attorney, who showed her just a suitcase full of money and gave her a $100 bill and said, go check this, you know, and make sure, you know, this is the money you're gonna be able to get this soon. She checked the $100 US bill, and it was legit. And she believed, I mean, she fell for the story. Another time, one of Dr. Andy's associates contacted her and said that Dr. Andy had fell ill and needed money. He was in the hospital and needed money, so that was another one of the times that she sent money over. But like I said, in total, it was tons and tons and tons of transactions. It totaled out to about 250 million US dollars that she embezzled, that she took from this Thai company she was working for. Eventually, they figured it out. I mean, that's a lot of money. You got to believe that the owners or shareholders, at some point, they figured it out and figured out that she was taking all this money. Well, as the story goes, the police get involved, and, you know, of course, they do search warrants, they do a whole investigation, they find out she took all the money, and she admitted to everything. Showed the text messages in this full investigation, found out, yep, she had been duped. I mean, she really thought that this guy cared for her, that she was in a real relationship, and like I said, she had never met the guy, never even had a face-to-face conversation with him. That's how sad and lonely some of these people can be that fall victims to these romance scams. But the problem with this one, compared to other ones, is who's the criminal here? She stole all this money from her company. Yeah, sure, she believed that he would pay her back and she could reimburse the company, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter. She embezzled it. She's a thief now. The police got involved, and they ended up tracking down the perpetrators to Nigeria. Surprising, right? Of all places. I'm sure it was Lagos, Nigeria. American authorities got involved, Malaysian, Thai, and Nigerian, because there was money sent all over the place. They ended up arresting 22 out of 30 suspects in this investigation, a bunch of them in Nigeria. This was a huge, huge conglomerate scam ring. And I mean, they hit the jackpot with her. She gives her sob story, but guess what? No mercy. They charged her with 2 years in prison for every count, and there was a shit ton of counts. They ended up running some of her time concurrent, but she ended up getting up to 20 years in prison. So right now she's technically rotting in a Thai prison cell somewhere. I wish I could go there and interview her. I don't think that's gonna be possible, but she got burned. I wonder if the actual perpetrators from Nigeria are gonna get nearly as much jail time as she's gonna get. And she was just a sucker that fell victim, that was just, you know, one of these believing souls. And I've ran across this type of story so many times, these romance scams. And this one, the military one, happens to tons of ladies, tons of ladies. Now, this has happened to me before. I had a lady that was actually said she was a lady in the military trying to contact me, talk to her, and I'm like, yeah. I like to play along and just listen to their story and waste some of their time. But, you know, of course it didn't go anywhere. Eventually she ran out of patience dealing with my bullshit. But funny, the other day I went into my spam email account and I never look at that. I don't even know why. I was looking for an email that somebody had sent me and it turned out to be my spam. I don't know, but there was about 100 like of these fake Nigerian scam messages, and I'm getting them from like Norton and PayPal and just all these things. Like, all right, my advice to you, don't respond to anybody unless you know them. Just tell them to get lost. All right, let's go take a little bit more look around Ari. I'm gonna walk back to my hotel, get some air. Kind of, it's hot out here, but this is a cool area. I'm gonna go meet up with some friends later tonight for dinner, and we'll see what else transpires in Bangkok. Just wanted to put a little scumbag story out there. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. See you in the next video. Greeny out.